Got a hot button topic for you right now. This question of screen time. How much time are Acton heroes on screens? And this question comes up because one of the first things people learn about Acton is that we use online adaptive learning programs for some of our core skill learning. Math is the main one. And usually people feel happy that we use online learning for math because they could see how a true mastery of the math topics and subject can happen when a computer's in charge of that. I do have a video about how we learn math at Acton, so you can go watch that if you want more information on that. The easy answer is, how much time are they on screens? It's in the morning hours, and I'm mostly thinking of middle school right now, middle school and high school, there could be about 2 hours block of core skill focused independent work on a computer. Now keep in mind, we really try to have an environment that mimics not only the natural needs and tendencies of a learner at that age, but also a work environment. So when I say up to 2 hours, don't just picture like for 2 hours, they're not doing anything, they're zoning out. There will be moments of that, but the ideal environment is it's sort of alive with a buzz of learning. And when I walk in the studio is like this. It's like a hive of bees. It's busy and it's alive, but it is focused and intentional. And there are some people on computers and some people are reading books. And if they have the freedom level to work together, there might be some collaborative work going on. But it isn't just always, and sometimes it is, particularly when they're doing math, because it just takes some real focus and intention. But they're not just sitting on a computer zoning out for 2 hours. There's always people up getting drinks and having a little snack and going to the bathroom and then coming back to work. A lot of times there's timers. They can take, they can take breaks in the middle. They could take a break in the middle of their learning time. In fact, the ideal scenario is that a learner understands how they learn well enough to know, okay, I need about 30 minutes of focused in-flow learning, and then I need a minute to breathe, a brain break. We actually encourage that, but especially in the middle school and high school, it's not like, a bell rings and then everyone gets a brain break. It is like that in elementary school, more so. But our goal is that they understand how they learn and what they need to be effective. So some trial and error with setting their own timers, setting their goals, diving in for that time, and then realizing, did that work for me? Could I go longer? Could I go into 40 minutes of really focused work, keeping that flow state of learning, and then pausing and breaking? Or, wow, I really tried to push through like really longer than I should have, and it turned out it wasn't effective learning. So I need to scale that back a little bit before I take a break, so that I have more effective learning time. So it's much more dynamic than we're on screens for 2 hours a day. It could be up to 2 hours a day with some breaks in the middle. And sometimes you may walk into a studio and see everyone's just locked in. And that I'm 100% certain they're all doing different things. Again, I'm talking about middle school and up. But it will look like that on occasion. And most of the time it looks much more fluid and dynamic. So there you go. I'll just speak about elementary school really quickly. They do also utilize online learning programs, but the way we have it structured in elementary school is much more to help prepare them for that middle school opportunity where the schedule is looser and they're more part of their responsibility is to figure out how they learn best and then apply that. So in the early morning in elementary school is math power hour. It's focused, independent, professional, silent work time. It's about 30 minutes. There's like a 40-minute chunk, but 30 minutes is the expectation that they lock in and practice that type of learning. It is a skill and it is hard to do. And it's something they can do for 30 minutes at a time. So think 30 minutes, they're working on their math, they're focused, they're going in order, watching the videos, hopefully taking notes. So about 30 minutes. Then break. We have our opening circle, so a completely different kind of activity in the middle of this work time. Again, to match what they physiologically are capable of and to help them grow those skills into the skills they need to be really successful in middle school. So there's focus time, then there's group all together time, then there's a collaborative work time or independent work when they do communication. And that looks like lots of different subjects. They could be writing a story, they could be reading a book, they could be working on Duolingo, they could be doing some grammar practice. There's all kinds of things they do during this comms time. So again, they might be some of them on their computer, but it is a very fluid time. Sometimes they can work on lots of different things and collaborative things during that time. So sometimes they've earned the freedom and they're playing with Legos during that time. So I don't want you to take this idea that there's 2 hours of work on computer and think that the 3-year-olds are on a computer. On that note, we don't even introduce computers until the elementary studio, which is usually about 8 years old and up. So our youngest learners, they do not use technology as part of their learning. They use all hands-on Montessori materials that are so tactile and help them really get the concepts in a solid way, a very tangible way, and then move towards more abstract learning as they get older. So hopefully that helps. If you have questions about that, reach out. On a personal note, I feel really strongly about the use of screens as entertainment and the potential danger and damage that they can introduce into the lives of our children, especially when used young, especially when used frequently and unchecked. So that's a whole nother video. But if this is a topic that concerns you, please reach out. I have some amazing resources, and our entire team is really aware that the way we use technology as a learning tool is one thing, and the way that often our youth and even adults use it as a toy, as an entertainment vice, is a completely separate thing. And it's a priority for us that our learners understand that technology is best used as a tool, not a toy, and it is one of the most incredible learning tools available to us. We got to have balance in all things in life, and technology and the use of our phones and devices and computers is no different. And so to help them experience with guardrails in hopefully a safe place to fail, the use of their computers as a tool for learning versus using it as a toy for entertainment and not in a productive way. So we say technology is a tool, not a toy. If we're using it as a toy, pause. That's not what we do at Acton. And we encourage families to not do much of that at home. And then the other thing is that we use it to create, not consume. So if we are building something, we are creating something with our computer, with our technology, then we're in a space of moving forward as a learner and as a person and as a contributor to society. If we're consuming content, we're in the opposite seat, and that's actually taking away from our power to give back to the world, because we're just becoming a consumer of whatever it is. Even if it's good information, it isn't helping us to strengthen our skills and our talents in a way that gives back meaningfully to the world. So those are our two things that we try and stress with families and with the heroes, so that they are equipped to utilize computers and technology in the future in a way that helps them to fulfill their calling instead of takes away their opportunity and ability to do that because they are haven't practiced it from a young age. So there you go. We'd love to have your hero come. They'll come in the morning for a visit day, and that's the time of day when the heroes are using their computers to learn. And so it's an opportunity for your learner to try that out and to see how it looks when everyone is learning as an independent learner without a teacher lecturing, and then to see if it fits and if it's something that they want to be a part of doing ongoingly.